Okay, and we're back a little while later. Finally, I've had a few different super chilies now in varying degrees of ripeness, but here we go with a totally ripe one, just nice deep red. I've had a few that are this ripeness, and they're quite delicious and quite warm. Well, comparatively speaking, I've had quite a bit of hotter ones, but there we go. So, without further ado, aromatic. Ooh, really sweet. Very nice flavor. Fair bit of heat. Oh, seed went down my throat. Ooh. Oh. Just in the corners of my lips, burning. Yep, there goes the hiccups. I thought I felt like I was going to get them. Clump of warmth right in the, excuse me, middle of my chest. According to the Scoville scale, these, excuse me, rate around the same as a cayenne, so 30 to 50,000 in that rough range. I believe it. They pack a hell of a lot of punch for their size too, and that was a fairly small one for a ripe one. I've had ones that are about twice that big. From my mouth, my whole tongue, underside and over. Warmth building right here in the middle of my chest. Nose is starting to run. I can feel warmth in my forehead. Not really any sweat, but little pinpricks of warmth in my throat. Alright, there's a bit of warmth just glowing right in the middle of my chest, radiating outward. Corners of my lips, my whole lips are glowing a bit. Not too bad, but it's mainly on the top of my tongue. Underside of my tongue is there, but it's calmed down. Predominant along the top part, towards the back of my tongue, and out onto the sides a little bit. Still drooling quite a lot. These ones are good for drool, so maybe help with digestion. Chop up some of those and throw them in a stir fry, or top a salad with it. Or they got a really nice flavor when they're ripe. Even when they weren't ripe but were starting to get hot already, the pale green ones and that had the purple blush on the sides, I still had a bit of heat to them. Not quite as hot as these, but pretty close. These ones I've drooled a lot with all of these, and the flavor's really nice. Adds a bit of punch. Corners of my lips picked up a tiny bit, flowing up on my upper lip. Bottom lip along the outside edge is feeling a little burn. Roof of my mouth got a fair whack happening. Yeah, they definitely pack a bit of heat for how small they are. Somewhere along the lines of smaller chilies that pack a lot of punch, like the Thai chili or the Tepin or Pekin, all those really tiny ones. The Pekin or Pequin, if you want to pronounce it that way, really tiny. I mean, they're like a centimeter long, and they rate anywhere from 70 to 100,000 Scovilles, so they're pretty brutal. The one I had that was dried wasn't so bad. It still had a good heat to it. Yeah, the super chilies definitely got a good heat to them, and I enjoy the flavor even when they're not ripe. when they're starting to get hot. It has that florally, perfumey. I don't want to say perfumey, that might steer you in the wrong direction of the impression of the flavor. It's a really aromatic, not entirely fruity per se, but aromatic, and it is like perfume almost. Not cloying like a perfume taste, but somewhere along similar lines of a perfume. Florally blossoms up into your nose, and you can really taste that flavor. And it's a really nice flavor. Would add a nice addition to a salad for a nice dynamic flavor and a good amount of heat. Or you could chop those up and make a vinaigrette dressing with some herbs and spices, and those chopped up in an oil and vinegar. That would be a really nice dressing for a salad. Add a little bit of zip and nice extra flavor punch. Again, these would be good chopped up on top of a salad as well, or on a sandwich. If I had more of them, I might make a hot pepper jelly out of them, because the flavor is a really nice flavor, and it's a pretty unique flavor. I've had some that taste similar to these. Some of the ones I got from the food co-op last year in the locally grown variety packs. I think I'm going to head back there more towards the fall and see if they have any more hot pepper varieties. You know, usually during the winter, spring, and summer, you know, not usual harvest time for peppers up here in Upper Michigan, but more towards the fall, start to get in the harvest in of the locally grown ones, and there are some pretty decent ones in there from last year, and some not so decent ones that were really bitter and grass-like tasting. Not like I mind the green flavored peppers, but starting to calm down. Still feel my lips glowing. Same thing with the perimeter of my tongue on the top. Towards the back, it's calmed down. Still feeling a little warm, but it's subsiding here in my chest. Still drooling a bit. So, yeah. Ripe red super chili. It's got a nice sweet flavor. Again, that perfumey, florally, effervescent, aromatic aroma that blooms out into your sinus passages, and you really get a sense of that really nice flavor. And they're also fairly sweet, and a little bit of the tartness from the vitamin C and the vitamin A all mingling up together. And overall, I'd highly recommend these ones for general purpose spicing for a stir fry or salad, or like I said, a vinaigrette dressing. Chop up those with a few vegetables and some spices in oil and vinegar. Boom. Because these do got a good zip to them. They're fairly hot. I'd definitely peg these in, I'd say 40 to 50,000 Scovilles. So they got a pretty good zip to them. Maybe 45-ish thousand Scovilles is my rough estimate. But unless I got it tested, I don't know for sure. Just based on my own experience with different flavors and heat levels, that's about where I'd peg them. If I were to eat one of those, if it was like the size of a jalapeno, you would definitely notice that it was, you know, many thousands of Scovilles. But taking into account that the thing was like an inch long and maybe a centimeter across, they pack well over the heat level of even a good sized jalapeno or even a serrano. So yeah, I'd definitely say 40,000 approximately Scovilles on these ripe red ones. So yeah, red super chili, great flavor, good all-purpose salad, sandwich, vinaigrette, pepper, got a good heat, nice unique flavor, and yeah. So, see you later.